Good afternoon, students, teachers, and whoever's watching. Today I'll be going over the film BlacKkKlansman, talking about a lot of hidden details and messages seen throughout the film. So let's talk about the first one. We're going to be talking about the main character and his job in society. So the main character is a black man in America who is also a police officer. Now, you may think this may abstain from any judgment since he's a police officer, but that's the total opposite. As in the film, it shows multiple times he is harassed by his other coworkers who are supposed to be his brothers in arms. He is disrespected in ways that call out his character as a man, but as a person as well. We see this many times throughout the film, and it's seen and it's heard by the audience and by the main character, Ron. So the main character, so why does he join the KKK? Is he a coon? Is he a sellout? None of that. But he joined it because he seen it in the paper and he called the member to join the KKK. He found an opportunity to disband them within, kind of like a sting operation, but a drawn out one. So he uses his quote unquote white voice. Now let's get into the context of a white voice. A voice is a voice, correct? So why is it considered a white voice? Well, it's because he speaks proper, and with good English, which is kind of racism of itself, saying that because you're a certain ethnicity or race, your voice is perceived in a totally different light, which is what's seen professional. And he says he has a white voice because he says nobody else of any other ethnicity or race can speak so properly, which is incorrect because the main character not only uses a white voice, but is very educated, that we see throughout the film. And one of the main issues or problems going on at that time was in the 70s. Two rival organizations, the Black Power movement and the KKK, were at each other's throats countless times throughout the film. More the KKK trying to hurt and disband the Black Power movement out of jealousy and hatred. But we understand that in a certain context too, because in one scene in the film, this is explained tenfold. Where the Black Power, one of the leaders of the Black Power movement, tells a story, a very heartwarming and sad story, about a young black man being falsely accused of a crime. And he is killed, hanged, and beaten throughout the streets just for being falsely accused. And it is inferred that many of the people that beat and killed him knew that he was innocent, but the chance just to beat an innocent black man was something they couldn't give up. So they all decided to kill and beat this innocent man. Now, to contrast this, at the same time, the KKK is telling a story about how they formed, because they say, quote unquote, they were getting taken over by the minorities in this country and they needed to fight back, which on the surface level is a good argument. But the racist rhetoric, that was everything out the window as they use slurs and racist remarks to describe other minorities. Which I thought was a very nice detail in the film that shows the contrasting aspects of the two organizations, which as a whole, now, let me be frank. Look, I'm gonna say it, don't go crazy. They have the same goals. You got me, okay? But hear me out, hear me out, hear me out, hear me out. They have the same goal, but two different ways of achieving them, and two different mentalities and mindsets. With the Black Power movement, their mindset or their mentality is to help the people within their community uplift themselves and see their true potential, which completely contrasts with the KKK movement, which is to destroy any other quote unquote racist or minority, destroy them as in to make them, well, make them not want to be here in America anymore, drive them out of this country. As they say throughout the film, you're a true white American. Now, let's talk about American. Knowledge. True Americans are technically native individuals, but they use this word as if they were the founders, the only people to step foot in this land, which I thought was a very funny and ironic situation, as they say they're the true Americans throughout the film. And it was kind of bothering me throughout the whole film, because how can you be true Americans when you took this land and stole it from people who were truly living here before you? But I digress. Let's move on to the next topic that I found very, very interesting. One of the members that infiltrated the Black Power movement, I apologize, the KKK Foundation, was a Jewish cop. Now, why is this significant to the plot? Well, if you use background knowledge, you can understand that Jewish individuals and the KKK have a very complex and detailed history. But one scene in particular is when the Jewish police officer is asked on why he believes that the Holocaust was good for his initiation ritual. No, I apologize, for his lie detector test. And he explains that how it was amazing, it wiped out the population and everything. But it was kind of funny to see how, even while he was saying it, he can tell how ignorant and stupid this sounds. But to keep his cover, he has to continue with this idiotic rhetoric. But you can see throughout the film how it frames the main characters. But one thing in addition, I found very unique was the Black Power movement and the KKK is similar in one other way. A lot of their members are from low-income communities. As we can see with the KKK member, he lives in a very strenuous and mundane neighborhood, which is on the lower end, socially very poor. Because you can see a lot of broken down cars, beat up cars, the houses falling apart, and you can see a lot of the Black Power members living in the ghettos or bad neighborhoods. So you can see that both people come from strenuous and difficult neighborhoods. But it's not about where they grew up. It's about what they're doing with their time and how they're willing to change. There's a lot of things in this film that I think a lot of people would like to see, especially with the Black Power movement, because it adds more insight to the already existing knowledge that most of us have. But one other thing I also found very, very, very unique was the main character's moral compass. He's a very dedicated cop you can see throughout the film. And sometimes it plays a double-edged sword because he don't know whether he is to be himself in a room full of people that don't really see him as a true cop. It's a very unique story. And a lot of examples of racism in the 70s was when he was when he was catching a perp of a woman who was trying to blow up a house. And two cops arrive on the scene and they first arrest him. Why did they arrest him? Because they seen a black man jumping on a white woman. And we know the context of this story. What makes it even worse is they don't even arrest him. They first beat him up harshly, which I thought was a very, very realistic approach on this aspect. The film as a whole, I would give it a 9.9 out of 10. Would have liked to see some Avengers. No, I'm just trolling. It was a 10 out of 10 movie. And everybody who's listening to my video should go watch it for themselves. This is a really, really good movie. And it further elaborates on both the KKK and the movement. And the best part is it is actually a true story. So if you guys want to learn more, just search up BlacKkKlansman. True story. And you can hear a lot more information. I was only able to give you a certain amount of information because this is a 3-minute video, but I hope you guys enjoy it. Have a great day. Enjoy. I hope you enjoy the movie. And um um awkward.